lovely people. So today I am going to be doing a travel related video. Woo! But like a makeup travel related video, so it's still kind of relevant. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a little makeup tutorial of what I would wear makeup wise to Europe, either as my like simple going out makeup, because I really did not wear a lot of makeup when I was away. More days than not I didn't wear anything on my face except for maybe like a little bit of brow pencil. But most of the time in terms of me going out to like a club or a bar or something, this is what I would wear. Just because it's reasonably quick, it's nice and natural. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'll make another video which is like even your easier kind of makeup for when you're traveling, when you really can't be bothered if you don't really wear a lot of makeup, something just to sort of make you look a little bit more healthy and a little bit more awake. So you might have noticed in one of my previous videos I've done a very similar / exactly the same base. So if you don't want to see the base, then you can just skip to the eyes, which is really simple. But I just kind of explain the products and why I bought them and yeah, like how I use them, etc. So yeah, enjoy guys! So I've already sort of prepped my face. I've popped on my Perricone moisturiser. I have put on my eye serum, which is the Kahina eye serum, and then also a primer, just to sort of make my, or give my foundation a little bit more of that glow and that dewiness. And this is the Lit From Within primer from the Mecca Signature line. This stuff is amazing. It sort of helps to really illuminate the skin, obviously make your makeup last a little bit longer. But it's just, yeah, it's really great at sort of, yeah, brightening the skin and giving you that nice glow underneath your foundation. Or tinted moisturiser. That one I can use it just on its own. Like what I found when I was in Europe for the days where I didn't really feel like wearing any makeup, which was quite a lot of the time. Sometimes I just pop a little bit of that on just to give my skin an extra bit of glow. My skin was the best it's ever been when I was overseas, and that's probably just because I didn't have any stress in my life. And I just sort of found that I didn't really need to wear foundation. I didn't need to wear anything heavy because my skin was just awesome. So putting a little bit of that on just kind of helped. So in terms of foundation, I never really wore any foundation while I was there. I basically used a tinted moisturiser, or yeah, a tinted moisturiser, a tinted sunscreen with a little bit of gel bronzer, just to give me a little bit of coverage, and then I'd set it with either my Hourglass Dim Light or my Bare Minerals, just if I wanted a little bit more coverage, or I'd mix the two and do the same kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to put on today. So we've already got my primer on, so we're going to go in with the In a Good Light. This is the old packaging. You will notice that the new packaging is similar to this one now, except obviously it's like that but bigger. So this is 30 plus, super hydrating for the skin. Feels really lightweight, and it doesn't look too sort of shiny once it's set. I'm in medium, but because I got quite tanned while I was overseas, I used to mix in the Chantecaille gel bronzer as well, so that way I could kind of control it depending on how dark I got, rather than changing a foundation or changing my tinted moisturiser. I just add a little bit more, a little bit less of this, and then just popped it on. So generally I just use a buffing brush, either something like this. This was the actual one that I brought with me, which is my Hakahodi brush, and this is really good at just buffing my foundation in. But I really like the Hourglass one at the moment. It's awesome and it's super easy to use. So what I really loved about the In a Good Light was that I could bring this with me anywhere. I just keep it in my bag, and then if I needed to touch up throughout the day, it was so easy because I could just keep putting that sunscreen on my face and keep getting a little bit of coverage, but it wouldn't like cake up. You know when you put foundation on and like if you want to touch up and put a little bit more, sometimes it can just layer really badly. This layers really well, so if it starts to come off, or if you go in the water and it washes off, just pop some on your fingers and whack it on. It's super easy, but you know that you're still getting that sun protection and a little bit of coverage at the same time. So I wouldn't feel bad bringing this to the beach being like, I'm not wearing any makeup, it's a sunscreen. That's what I told myself anyway. But I'm going to be using Radiant Creamy Concealer, so really good for underneath the eyes because it doesn't look too heavy, but it still gives you a really nice coverage and you can layer it. I really like to use this one like not all over my face, but kind of all over my face. Sort of in the areas where I want to put up a little bit more coverage, where I'm not getting the coverage from the tinted moisturiser. So I like and I did like in terms of where I would put my concealer. Just pop a little bit in sort of like the centre of the face, on my nose, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. So then what that would do was build up the coverage of my tinted moisturiser, but so I'm not having too much coverage all over the face, just the places where your foundation or your tinted moisturiser starts to wear off the quickest. Cool, so then I just go in with my fingers, blend it in. Add a little bit too much. So I'll buff that out with my brush so it's not as heavy. You can sort of see that that builds up the coverage in the centre of the face a little bit more, but it still doesn't look too heavy on the skin. I'm going to go a little bit underneath the eye as well. I'm doing patting motions rather than swipe, or it's good to like swipe it on first, but patting motions is really good if you want to take away any of those sort of like swipe marks or just build up the coverage a little bit more as well. You'll find that you've got a lot of warmth coming through your hands, so the warmth of your fingers is really going to help to melt the product into the skin so it looks a little bit more natural. Generally, because it was quite hot in Europe, I would always find that I would need to set my tinted moisturiser and my concealer, just because I hate having that sticky feeling. So if I touch my face, I don't want it to like come off, if that makes sense. So generally I'd either go on just with my dim light from Hourglass if I just wanted to set the tinted moisturiser, or if I wanted to build up the coverage a tiny bit, then I would go for the Bare Minerals in there as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the two of these in today, just a little bit of the Golden Tan, which is the colour I'm in with this one, and then the dim light as well. Obviously the more you put on of this one, the heavier the coverage is. For the days where it was really, really hot and I didn't want too much liquid on my skin, I just go in with a buffing brush. So I bought this one with me. This is a Sigma one, I'm pretty sure, the flat kabuki. I would just go on and buff this into the skin without any of the tinted moisturiser underneath. Maybe a little bit of excuse me, bit of concealer underneath the eyes just to give me a tiny bit more coverage. But yeah, sometimes I would purely just go on with this one. I'm going to mix the two, so just get a little bit of the dim light, tap off the excess, and a little bit of the, oh, that's large, that's not what we want, of the Bare Minerals. So minerals like to be warmed up, they sit a lot better on the skin when they are. So what I would do is in the lid, you want to make sure you're sort of swiveling it around just to sort of feel like, by buffing it into the lid, you're going to warm up the minerals from the friction. So buff, 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 tap off the excess, and then just add that to the face. Cool, so now it's sort of warmed up my face a little bit. If I was looking a little bit pale, because I was very, very tanned when I was overseas, like a lot more tan than what I am now, which is hard to believe, I would then go and bronze my face a little bit more, but I'm just going to add a tiny bit of bronzer on the outsides of my face because that's what I would normally do when I was in Europe, rather than going all over, just on the outside. So I'd go on with my fluffy brush. I never really did any contouring except when I was going out, but honestly even then I wouldn't really do contouring because I never really got dressed up when I wasn't on Kentucky when I was in Europe. So outsides of the face, so the easiest way to do it is in a 3 shape. So starting in your temples, going underneath the cheekbones and then underneath the jawline. It's almost like a big 8 on the face, and you'll find that that darkens up the outsides of the face, but it keeps the centre of your face the same colour as your chest, so you're not changing the colour of your foundation at all. So cheekbones. And I'm just going to rub it down my neck a tiny bit because, yeah, it's a little bit darker. Oh. So then I'd go on with a blush. Now I bought 2 blushes with me. I bought the both from NARS. One was Orgasm and one was Deep Throat. Great names. I bought a little mini Deep Throat with me. It was so cute and so easy to carry around. So most of the time I would wear the Orgasm, so that's what I'm going to wear today. The Orgasm was really, really beautiful. Yeah, it was. No. The Orgasm was really good because it has that golden sheen coming through, which really complements the Laguna bronzer. So generally I really liked going for like the bronze look while I was away, just because I was bronzed for once in my life, which is awesome. and it wasn't fake. My one ran out / I dropped it right before I got back. So this is just a little like one that's been depotted. So that's the Orgasm there. So it's that deep rosy pink colour. It's very, very versatile. You can put it on really, really lightly just to get like a tiny flush of colour, or you can really, really build it up to get that intense pink rosy cheeks. Yeah, this is what I would wear on a day-to-day basis anyway, just to give me a little bit of colour. Just on the cheeks. So just about that much. So nothing too crazy, just a really sort of light coating. So for eyebrows, I used the Hourglass Arch Brow Pencil in Soft Brunette. This was awesome. I would fill my eyebrows in every single morning. Some mornings I would literally wear nothing, but I would always wear my brow pencil. This is really cool because you can make it really, really light where it looks like you haven't even touched your brows, but they still look quite defined. Or you can like really define them with this one as well. I love the spoolie on the end because it just softens out the product so much, so it looks very, very natural. The way that it's been shaped is that it just makes your life so much easier when you're applying your brow. So I'm going to pop some of this on. So I always like to start at the bottom first and then sort of work my way up. So not right in the start, but just kind of a little bit beforehand. Sort of get that base underneath the brow just to sort of draw that outline, and then sort of work my way up from there. I sort of find that just by like brushing it out, it just makes it look that much better. It's so good. And just lightly filling in the inner parts of the brow. So then that's it for my brows. Moving on to eyes, most of the time I wouldn't wear eyeshadow. Purely because I didn't really need to. I'm gonna be really boring and just like leave my eyelid basically bare. I did bring with me the Gorgeous Cosmetics True Taupe, and this I'm just gonna put on the crease because that's generally what I would do on an everyday basis if I just wanted something really light. Go on with a sort of like the fluffy brush and just get a little bit of that translucent powder or the dim light, and I'm just going to pop that in like the crease of my eye just to sort of smooth out the surface. It just means that the brown eyeshadow is going to have something to blend into, so it doesn't like grab to my eyelid at all. So this is just a really easy way of like, yeah, like making it a lot easier to blend your eyeshadow. And then just pop it in the crease. So really nothing dramatic whatsoever. That's basically it. Let's blend it out. Oh yeah, and then I put a highlight in the inner corner just to sort of open my eyes up a tiny bit. I bought this quad of MAC eyeshadows, which is still in there. So it's got the black, the gold, a dark like purpley colour, and then a highlight as well. So I'm just going to use that highlight. This is called Shroom from MAC. Gonna pop that in the inner corner just to brighten up my eyes a tiny bit. Just bringing it under a tiny bit as well, just to sort of, oh, where did that come from? No! That's just beautiful. Spot on. It's exactly what I wanted right now. And then I just go in with my mascara. I'm going to go in with my Bare Minerals one. And then with my Kevyn Aucoin, the little baby brush, I'm just going to go right at the base of the lashes and build up the sort of the volume of the mascara, the lashes. Oh, poke myself in the eye. Then on the bottom lashes as well. Awesome, so then that's the eyes. So then basically the last thing that I do is just pop on a little bit of lip balm. I bought like a ridiculous amount of lipstick colours with me and I hardly wore any of them. Literally every single day I wore Lip Deluscious from the Mecca, and this is my favourite lip product of all time. So unbelievably hydrating, but it just gives you this like this tiny little pink tinge. It's really nice to put either under lipstick or over the top of lipstick to like add a bit of shine. But it was one that you could just like keep in keep in your bag, and it gives you like a little bit of colour, but not to the point where it looks like you've got like a really shiny lip gloss on, and it doesn't, if it's windy, it's not so sticky that it's gonna get, your hair's gonna get stuck in your mouth, and it's like, you know, when you do that, you have to pull them up. Yeah, nah. Not a fan of doing that. That's just gonna give you a little bit of a tint. In terms of like highlighters and stuff, I didn't bring one. I kind of wish I did, just so I could add that extra bit of sheen, but I mean what I do is I'd use the colour that I use for the inner corners of my eyes and pop a little bit of that on my cheekbones as a bit of a highlight anyway. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys found that helpful. I know that a lot of people are going to be going to Europe or going overseas traveling this year, which is so exciting for you guys. I'm so jealous. Slightly depressed going to be sitting at home when all of my friends' pictures of them in Europe going to all the places that I went to on Facebook, and I'm just going to be like, But yeah, so hopefully you guys found this helpful. I might do another variation because this is kind of the makeup that I would wear, yeah, more so if I wanted to wear a little bit more makeup than normally, but I might do one where it's just like a 2-minute makeup tutorial for the days where I literally wore hardly anything, just a little bit of something to like brighten my face. I think I'll do a separate tutorial of that as well. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and subscribe. That would be awesome. Anyway, I will speak to you guys in my next video. Bye!